Hello everyone, today I'm back with a new video. I am excited about this one because I'm going to show you how I create a galaxy painting in my journal by using acrylics and gouache paint. So I started this yellow journal recently. It's from an Italian brand called Ciak. I think that's the way you pronounce it. I bought it at the Waterstones in the Netherlands, but you are also able to purchase your book online if you also want one. I was a little afraid at first that the heavy paint would not work on the paper, but I guess that worked out pretty well in this spread. I got a lot of questions on Instagram how I created this, so that's why we're going to make one together today. So let's dive in. For the blue color, I use a cheap acrylics paint. It's brandless. It doesn't really matter what kind of paint you are using as long as the shade is non-transparent. In the description of this video, I will add a couple of links where you can buy the black and white gouache paint I'm using in this video. I'm going to start with a lighter shade in the middle. What you can see is that I'm adding a couple of layers to get the textured effect that I want to get. With galaxy paintings, there are little to no rules. Just go with what works for you.
It's all in your head, it's all in your head.
I'm making the painting darker towards the edges, and I will eventually add a black shade. I'm making sure that the black blends with the bluish shade so that the transition and color difference will look natural. Here you can add as many layers as you want to. Just make sure that you start with enough paint when you begin. My blue paint was almost empty when I started, so that was kind of stressful. From now, I think you'll learn most by watching what I'm doing, instead of focusing on what I'm saying. Most of the time, that's how I learn from other artists who share their tutorials on YouTube. When we're done with this page, we're going to head over to the other one. I'm not going to fill this page entirely with paint, because in my opinion, I think it's important to leave some white space in your work. In that way, the galaxy painting will be the eye catcher, and you're not distracted by other elements on the journal spread. Although this is the smaller version of the galaxy painting on the right, I'm using the same technique. Start with light colors in the middle and work with darker shades towards the edges. This is a Polaroid of the galaxy sky, because I thought, if one cannot actually take Polaroids of the galaxy sky, why not paint one? Yes, that's right, we painted one. We're going to one of my favorite steps right now, adding the white speckles. I used a big paintbrush for this. Add the white paint and I'm just doing it like this. If you don't have a big paintbrush, you could also use a toothbrush. Be careful that while you're doing this, you don't make a mess on your table or the floor. Use old newspapers or towels to put your journal on. Now I am going to search a quote to write on the Polaroid. I have a lot of notes on my phone where I write down my poetry or lines from other writers. After I pick one, I write it down with a black fine liner. So, we're almost there. This is how I create a galaxy painting with acrylics and gouache paint. I hope you like learning about this technique. Of course, there are many ways to do this. You could even use other paint. If you want to see another video where I paint a galaxy using watercolor, please let me know. And I hope to see you soon in my next video. Bye bye!